When you're running a business, one of the hardest things is separating your work from your family. Your work life from your family life. It's hard because those things are so intertwined as part of your day-to-day that how do you actually maintain a good balance? Well, first of all, you don't have a good balance on most days. Most days are going to be really heavy on the family or really heavy on the personal side, but there's a few things you can do to at least set a good baseline for your year. And here's what I do. So first, you can turn off work by location. So every day when I'm driving home, when I pull into the garage, when I cross that plane of my garage door opens, I go in, that is my shut off. So even if I've got like a few emails or some thoughts on my mind, I'll literally park in my driveway before I open the garage door, and I'll write down those final to-dos, or I'll shoot off that final email, or I'll call somebody and walk around my neighborhood. But as soon as I cross through my garage door, I'm shutting off work because I know that when the garage door opens, the kids hear me, they run outside, they're excited I'm home, and if I'm distracted thinking about work, it's good for no one. It sets a bad tone for the rest of the night. So you can manage this by shutting off work at a certain location. When I was in an apartment, I used to do this with the boundary. We had a second bedroom that I used for the office, and when I came out of that room, there was no work. I left the computer in that room, I crossed the threshold again, and that was another way to shut off by location, which is important, especially if you're just working alone by yourself. All right, the next thing you can do is shut off by time. So this is pretty easy, but if you've got a time that you want to start work and end work, stick to that time. Make communication with your spouse and say, this is the time that I'm going to work, that I'm not gonna be accessible, or I'm not gonna be texting you all day, or I'm not gonna be doing whatever. And this is the time you can expect me home. And if you set that communication, then it's way healthier than just bleeding in all hours of the night. And then the third thing you can do, location, time, and number 3 is to actually put the family stuff, the personal stuff on your calendar first. Do this at the beginning of the year. So all of your vacations, all of your date nights, all of your times that you want to stay home and do something with the family during the day, any kind of summer trips or long 3-day weekends, any dates with your spouse for date nights at dinner or even lunch dates, carve all those out on your calendar. I even put things like haircuts on the calendar in advance, because if you fill in all the personal things first, then your business can fill in the gaps of whatever time is left. But if you start with a blank calendar and you just let your work go at it, then work is gonna fill in all that time, and you're gonna wonder, where did the space for my own life fall? Why don't I have time for my family or for what I personally wanna do? So set some location boundaries for what you're doing. Set some times, some hard start-stop times for your day if you can, and then schedule your personal life and your family life in advance and let work fill in the gaps.